Welcome to this video on supported decision-making. In this video, we will be discussing alternatives and complements to guardianship. The information in this video should not substitute for actual legal advice by a licensed attorney in your state. For more information, please contact a licensed attorney. This video is part of the Supported Decision-Making Pilot Project and is funded through a grant by the Arizona Developmental Disabilities Planning Council. The partners for this pilot project are the ARC of Arizona, Southwest Institute for Families, and the Arizona Center for Disability Law. So what are some alternatives or complements to guardianship? This video will discuss various alternatives. These include Social Security's Representative Payee Program, Advanced Directives, Durable Power of Attorney, Conservatorship, Healthcare Power of Attorney, and Authorized Representatives in Vocational Rehabilitation. Representative Payee. The Representative Payee Program is a program that is run by Social Security. It provides benefit payment management for beneficiaries who are incapable of managing their Social Security or supplemental security income payments. This is a great option for individuals who can live in the community independently but are unable to manage their monthly expenses. If Social Security determines a rep payee is needed, Social Security will appoint a suitable rep payee to manage the beneficiary's benefits. Generally, Social Security will choose family members or friends. The Social Security may also appoint organizations to serve as rep payees. So, for example, if an individual is living in a residential facility, this facility could serve as a rep payee. Most rep payees will have to fill out an annual accounting form. Social Security uses these forms to ensure that the beneficiary's current needs are being paid. All rep payees are responsible for accurate record keeping. The rep payee receives payments for the individual and must use the money to pay for the individual's current needs. After the payee pays for those expenses, they can use the rest of the money to pay any past due bills the beneficiary may have, provide entertainment, or save the money for future use. Social Security works carefully to ensure that the Social Security benefits are being used appropriately and to benefit the recipient. To ensure this, Social Security may schedule an interview with the rep payee and the beneficiary to conduct additional reviews. Advanced directives and living wills focus on future healthcare decisions. These are instructions given to another, generally an agent, to make healthcare decisions should the individual be unable to communicate in the future. For advanced directives, any person who is of sound mind and wants to make sure his or her decisions about future health or mental health care treatment could benefit from an advanced directive. An individual can appoint an agent to make future healthcare decisions if the individual becomes too ill or cannot make the decisions on their own behalf. The individual should appoint someone they trust, like a parent, sibling, family member, or trusted friend. It is recommended that the individual discuss their healthcare decisions with their doctor and their chosen agent so that they will both know what your healthcare wishes are. The Arizona Secretary of State has an advanced directive registry to electronically store and access your medical directives for future ease and access should any questions arise. For living wills, a living will is a document that provides instructions relating to future healthcare decisions. So it's very much like advance directives in that regard. But the individual can authorize specific healthcare decisions with a living will. The Arizona Attorney General's Office has a living will form for your use as a template if you would like to use it. Use this form to make decisions now about your medical care if you are ever in a terminal condition, a persistent vegetative state, or an irreversible coma, and you want to convey what your specific healthcare decisions should be in one of those three scenarios. A conservatorship. A conservator is an individual or corporation appointed by a court to manage another individual's financial affairs. To be appointed, the court will determine whether the individual has sufficient understanding or capacity to make or communicate responsible financial decisions. The petitioner, the conservator, must meet certain standards. The individual must be free of any felony convictions or convictions involving theft. The petitioner must also complete training mandated by the Arizona Supreme Court. If the petitioner is appointed conservator, the conservator must take responsibility for determining what money and property the person has, and where the money and property are located. Some of the examples of individuals who can be nominated to a conservatorship are someone the individual subject to conservatorship has nominated, someone recently named power of attorney for the individual, a spouse, adult child, parent, or any relative the person has resided with for more than 6 months prior to filing the petition. And the conservatorship process may be difficult to navigate. So if that is the case, we recommend you reach out to an attorney who practices in this area to field any questions that you may have or to help you navigate through the process. Durable power of attorney. A power of attorney is a legal document where the principal, the person who's signing the power of attorney, gives authority to another person, the agent, permission to act on their behalf in financial matters. The agent can make legal decisions that the principal would normally make. So some examples include buying a car, signing contracts, and making other financial decisions. The power of attorney form also indicates whether the power of attorney becomes effective immediately or upon capacity determination, which means if a person loses capacity, the power of attorney would activate. The power of attorney should choose someone they trust. Examples could be a spouse, a family member, or a friend who would act on or in the principal's best interest. This option does not require court intervention, which is an important point because that part is definitely an advantage. You don't necessarily have to go through a court to designate a power of attorney, but the downside of it is that there's no court oversight. So it's extremely important that the agent be someone who can be trusted to care for the principal's needs. So when designating a power of attorney, you want to make sure that the power of attorney is someone you trust, and you want to have a really good conversation with that power of attorney before you make that designation. So again, some examples, like I mentioned before, some examples are buying a car, signing contracts, and again, the power of attorney form also indicates whether the power of attorney becomes effective immediately or upon a capacity determination. An authorized representative in vocational rehabilitation is someone who has the authority to make decisions on behalf of the client or applicant about services from the Arizona Rehabilitation Administration services. The client can choose someone they trust, and that person can be a friend, a parent, a relative, or an advocate. The authorized representative will assist in protecting and advocating for the rights of the client in the application process, the development and implementation of an IPE, and the appeal process should an appeal be necessary. So here are some important links that might be helpful for you. ACDL on their website has a legal options manual that has explanations and various forms of the types of alternatives or complements that we've discussed today. For more information on the REP payee program, you can visit that website you see on your screen right now. From Social Security. Social Security has a number of resources that explains the REP payee program. And for more information about supported decision making, you can visit our website to download the training manual and activity sheets to help you make your own supported decision making plans. You can also find us on Facebook, where you can keep up on the latest news, trainings, and events, and the links are provided to you right there. And here are our contact information. So if you'd like to contact the Southwest Institute for Families, the ARC of Arizona, or the Arizona Center for Disability Law, you can do so using those phone numbers or those email addresses. And with that, we thank you, and we hope you stay tuned for other videos on supported decision making.